Let me know when we're.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. I think we are live right now.
We are live. Hello and welcome. My name is Blake Croft, and I am the Dungeon Master of UniversiD&D.
Yes, and I am Sagecroft, and I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're so excited to have you here. Um, Introducing myself, I am the one-man tech crew and producer of UniversiD&D.
If this is your first time joining us, welcome. If you're a fan of the show, welcome back. We are so happy to have you all here joining us for this Q&A.
Yeah, so if you haven't caught up with the campaign, it's totally good. We're going to keep the Q&A spoiler-free, except for some maybe minor exceptions, but nothing to worry about as far as that goes.
Right. As some of you may know, we have reached a pretty big milestone recently. We hit 1,000 subscribers right here on our YouTube channel, which is amazing, and that is the reason why we're doing this Q&A. So thank you to everyone who supported us in that, and if you haven't subscribed, but you do like our channel, subscribe right now. What are you doing?
So awesome. So today we're going to be answering some questions with the entire cast who is here waiting at the moment. So if you have any questions, drop it down in the chat. We'd love to answer them. And we actually have a few big announcements tonight also regarding the channel and the plan going forward from here.
Yes, so without any further ado, let us, as usual, welcome the players. All right, guys, we'll go in a clockwise order. I did want to start off, before we do any like official questions, do kind of an unofficial question that I, personally feel never fully got answered, and that is where all of us go to school. I think it's a common misconception that we met in college or that we all, play in like a college club. So if everyone can just go around and say what year they're in, what college they're going to, maybe what your major is, and yeah, all that jazz. So we'll start with Santi.
Hello, I'm Santiago Sepulveda. I play Blomf in the campaign, and I go to the University of North Carolina School of the Arts for a BFA in acting. Yes, very exciting.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kylie Brewer. I play Alice / Miria / like 5 million other people in the campaign. And I go to Augustana University in South Dakota, and I'm majoring in sign language interpreting.
Alex, I believe you're next.
Yeah.
Sorry. What's up, everybody? I'm Alex. I play Blitz in the campaign. And what are you laughing at, Santi? I'm a sophomore in college. Actually, I'm the oldest one here, and I'm going to the University of West Florida in Pensacola, Florida, for a BFA in musical theater.
Cool. Yeah, well, I'll give my quick introduction. I don't remember what all the questions were, but I'm Sagecroft. I'm a freshman going to Chapman University for film school. So I'm out in California. And yeah, I am just excited to be all part of this. And obviously, Blake is my brother, and I have my background in film. So I was just super happy to help all these guys out and help create something really cool. But yeah, so that's me.
Guy, you're up.
Sure. Hey, my name is Guy Behar. I go to Massachusetts Institute of Technology. I'm not going this year because I'm taking a gap year because of the whole like Corona stuff. And man, I don't even know what I'm doing for a major, but hopefully I'll know in a couple years.
Nice. I think I'm next.
Yeah.
So, hi, my name is Jacob Gonzalez. I play Damian Andrano, everyone's favorite archer. And I attend the University of West Florida, and I am pursuing a BFA in musical theater.
Hi guys, I'm Katie Meir. I play Kasha in the main campaign, and I'm at Nazareth College in New York for musical theater as well. I think that was it.
And that just leaves me. Yeah. Hello, I am Blake Croft, and I am the Dungeon Master in UniversiD&D. I am currently, I just moved into my dorm at Northwestern University. I'm a freshman, this is my first year, and I am majoring in theater with an emphasis in acting.
Awesome, cool, yeah.
Perfect, so yeah.
That gets some of the introductions out of the way. Well, let's get to why we're here. We're here to ask some questions, because of course I know a lot about these guys, but I'm sure you don't know as much either. But yeah, so let's go into it. Drop some more questions in the chat, but so let's look at what we have here. We have a question from CyberSlayer909 that says, "What was the inspiration?" Yeah, we got some questions here. What was the inspiration for your character concepts? So, why don't 2 or 3 you kind of pick up and kind of explain how you came up with your character? Katie, you want to take that?
Mine is actually pretty silly, but this isn't necessarily the character, but the voice was inspired by my 12th grade English teacher, Mandy Farrar. Shout out to that queen if she's around. But that's entirely what I based Kesha's voice on. I get made fun of for it a lot.
Does anyone else want to talk about their character concept, where it came from, or anything? Yeah, Jacob, hit me up.
I'll go for
You guys
it.
don't have to. You don't have to raise your hand.
You have to raise your hand. You can just jump in.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen, we go to
Okay.
college. You have to raise your hand.
University D&D.
It's university.
Okay, so I guess I'll go then. I remember I was like the second to last person to actually make a character for the campaign. And Blake was like, okay, so let's just talk about some character concepts. I'm like, I think I want to play a rogue. And he was like, no, sorry. Kylie's already playing a rogue. I said, okay, all right. He's like, well, we don't have a healer. You could try like, I don't know, you could try a cleric. I'm like, I don't like casters. I don't think they're fun. That's changed now. Cleric is definitely my favorite class. So I thank Blake for that. But character concept, I've always liked anything to do with like storms or lightning or something like that. So I decided Tempest Domain Cleric sounds pretty cool, and Blitz means lightning in German. So that kind of went with the sort of German accent that I have going on. I'm not going to say that it's super authentic, but
Sort of German.
yeah. So that's where it came from. It kind of came from a like, okay, whatever. I guess I'll make a cleric, and then he turned into like my favorite character that I've ever played. So
That's cool. Well,
Alex, quick question: do you have a voice filter on that's making you like a bass?
Yeah.
You're like,
oh my
hello.
god, no.
Let's talk.
My mic does
Like,
that
hey,
sometimes. I don't really know
Hey
why.
guys, I play Blitz.
Hey,
Hey guys,
I
how's
don't
everyone
really
doing?
It should fix itself.
Is
but-
I'm sure Blake and Jacob can both attest to this, but my character concepts are definitely the best. I would say there's a reason I don't play in the main campaign. I'll just say that. Say that.
So yeah, we have not posted anything with Sage playing. There is a one shot coming in the near future where Sage has played, but Sage used to be a regular member of our group, and he took proud ownership of the comedic relief role with his characters. So yeah, that was kind of his MO.
Yeah, well,
but he is taking the producer role.
You guys will get to see that pretty soon, though. We have some stuff coming up. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Cool, awesome. Let's take a couple more questions. Okay, let's look
Am I still warble? Am I still super bassy?
What did you say?
Yes,
Am I
you
still
are.
super bassy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you sound super
dude, your voice
basic.
is like,
Okay.
hey, what's up?
Okay, we got one. What age did you become interested in D&D? Okay, that's a pretty good one. Well, Blake, I think is the earliest one. Maybe. I think there's a couple. Of us.
Actually, Jacob kind of showed me the game. Yeah.
That is true. Actually.
Yeah.
Okay, Jacob, you want to talk a little bit about that?
So I think, well, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, we played like low budget D&D where basically no rules, and we'd roll a d20 to just see if stuff would happen. But I think the first time we actually did anything that was actual D&D was, I mean, we're mostly in the same grade. Freshman year, we were on a school field trip, and we went to Barnes & Noble and bought the D&D starter set. Blake, you might remember that, and Alex. That was a long time ago, but even then, we still like didn't understand any rules at all. But
Yeah.
they had like pre-made characters and stuff that we would play. So like one person was like a wizard at like level 1. It was
Yeah, I don't think we actually started playing with like rules and at a table and with a set group and like I don't think we ever played a campaign. We just played like sometimes sessions. But the first actual campaign that I would actually consider where we started was September this month. So it was last August. So almost exactly a year ago.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been a little over a year that we've been playing together. Some of us have come in and out of the group, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember some very explicitly wacky Dungeons and Dragons playing in your room, Jacob, late at night, late at night, before we had any rules or anything.
Yeah, those are always fun.
That's the golden age, though.
And anything.
No, it was the best though.
Well, yeah, we saw someone. A class was wizard, so my first instinct was, oh, so this entire spell book, I have that because I'm a wizard, right? So I was like casting 9th level spells at level 1. It made no sense.
Yeah, like remember the times when we didn't use spell slots because they're a dumb rule.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I see. Hold on. I see in the chat. My dad and Blake's dad both dropped in that we must have such awesome and good-looking parents. Which.
Oh, true. Very true.
I don't know. I think we're more the exception. I think we're kind of the exception to the rule. Like we kind of broke away.
Yeah.
Dude.
But yeah. Okay. Cool.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I do see.
I love Cyber Slayer 909. That is an edgy name. That's so funny.
Hey, we appreciate you being here. It's all good.
Yeah.
I guess I can talk about when I joined the group. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You joined a little late. Go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, so I joined a little later. So I like started playing Dungeons and Dragons after I did a production of this show called She Kills Monsters, which is like a D&D based show, like a theater production. And as part of the research phase, we played a game of Dungeons and Dragons. And I was like, this is like kind of really stupid. And then I played it some more and I was like, this is actually like not that stupid. And then I started playing even more and I was like, actually I kind of like this a lot. And then lo and behold, I met Blake, and Blake was like, yo, I'm gonna be starting this campaign pretty soon. And I was like, bro, hit me up. And he did. And then I joined the group. That's how it happened.
And the rest is history. We love you.
Oh, like here's a really funny question I just saw. Oh, also thank you, Nick. Nicholas says that he's a uni student running a D&D game, and he's super amazed at what you guys are doing. Which thank you, we appreciate that.
That's very sweet. We've been getting a lot of comments.
Guys, share the love. Also,
that
guys, thank you so much for everything. Also, like if you guys want to connect with us, like join our Discord and stuff. We're always on Discord. We just started it.
Yeah, we just posted the link. We posted in a community post on YouTube. You can find it there. It's in our about page, and we're gonna start putting it in the descriptions of the videos. So yeah, join our Discord. DM us on Instagram. We would love to connect with you. There's so many nice comments. If you leave a nice comment, it will probably float around the group chat at one time or another.
For sure.
And we're all, we love that. We're a small little group, but all the love is greatly, greatly appreciated. So I see a question that is, are there any on-set romances?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
It's a good question.
Yeah,
yes.
we can't get Santi and Alex away from each other.
I know. There's Santi and Alex.
Yes.
As soon as the camera's off, they are on. Okay. Yes, there is an on-set romance. It is Katie Meir and myself. Katie and I have been dating for a little over 3 years now. So yeah. So I don't know what else to say about that, but yes.
Does not mean he goes easy on me.
Yeah, if anything, it means I go harder on her. So I try not to play favoritism. I love all of you equally. Sage, I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, cool. Well, do you want to? So I have a question here that says, how exactly are we going to continue with the show now that most of us have moved to college? Will it be a summer deal? Do you want to tackle that now, or do you want to save that for a little bit later?
So we did have a whole big announcement about that. I was thinking we could save it for a little later.
That's fine.
But
yeah,
we can do it now.
Just,
whatever you think.
Just know that,
best.
Andrew, we will get to you eventually. I promise.
I see your question, and it is a It's a very good one.
Yeah, for sure. Um, let's see what else we got. Okay, cool. Um, how do you respond to people who think you're not who don't think you're a good actor? No, there's no one that don't think you guys are great actors. You guys are amazing. That's just it's.
Bro,
What do
just
you
let,
mean?
like,
I look him in the
do your
face and I
thing.
say, "You're right." I believe it.
I don't
You're
care.
right.
I don't care if
That's
they tell
so
me that.
true.
Thing is, I mean,
You're always gonna have
all-
haters. So
In all seriousness, I think it. I mean, most of us here are music theater, not everyone, but it has to come from a place of like, okay, I know what I'm, good at, and I know what I need to work on, and you have to realize like not every opportunity is going to be for you, but those ones that are going to be amazing, and there's a certain amount of trust you have to have in yourself, and it's hard to get over, bad criticism or whatever, but it's kind of a part of what we do here on the stream and in our lives.
100%.
for sure, for sure.
100%.
Well, I actually had some questions that people had sent in over the last couple weeks as we were prepping for this. So I figured we'd kind of jump into that a little bit. So let's see. What gave you the idea to start it? Oh, actually, this is a similar thing to the chat, basically. So in the chat, we have a similar question that someone's been recording episodes of the games, but they've been nervous about posting the games online. So what pushed us to make the show?
Yeah, sure. So before I answer that, I was gonna have Jacob describe a little bit about. So we got started about a year ago. If you want to kind of describe our journey before the show, I know we talked about like who joined, but like just talk about like the campaigns we ran and like what they were like, just a little bit, and then I'll hop into how we got started with the show.
Yeah, so we've done a lot within the past year. It seems like for some reason it feels like longer, but I think it all started with I started playing with a different group, just starting to slowly get into the rules of D&D, and then I came over to Blake and Sage's place and started just teaching. I don't even remember who was all there, but I just started teaching people, how simple things like how to make characters, the rolling system, just like different elements of the game, spell slots and stuff like that for casters. And after that, Blake ended up DMing the first campaign we all did together, which was started with Katie, Sage, and Guy. Then the rest of us kind of trickled, and I joined in the second session, and Santi eventually joined, and Sage was there, and we all did that campaign together. And then we did a second campaign after that, which I DM'd, which was Alex's introduction to the group. And that campaign ran around like 18, 19 sessions, something like that. And then towards the end, we started discussing. I guess Blake, you'll cover how we got into all this.
Yeah.
stuff.
So yeah, the first campaign and second campaign were about equal length, probably like 3 or 4 months each. And so then after that, at the end of the second campaign, I was a player. Jacob had DM the second campaign. We were talking about just kind of who was taking over as DM for the third campaign, and I decided that I wanted to do it. And it was kind of like on a whim. I was like, yeah, I'll DM. I love DMing. And then I went home, and that day I just kind of like obsessed, and I was like, wait a minute, we're all good D&D. I don't know if you can be a good D&D player, but all of you guys are just really entertaining and so fun to watch. I wonder if anyone else would want to watch this. And I think I called all of you guys individually, and I was like, hey, this is not anything official, but it's an idea I had. It's an idea I have. Do you think we could do an online campaign and post it on YouTube? And everyone was like on board right away. And so we did that. It was like a month or two of maybe a month of prep, and then a month of we pre-recorded some stuff. But yeah, so it was kind of like a fluke decision, and I just kind of pitched it, and everyone jumped on board. I think we were all waiting in the back of our minds to do it. We had kind of tossed it around a little bit before, and then yeah, here we are a month into it. And can you not hear me? Oh no, what happened?
Yeah, I completely disappeared for about 15 seconds, and then
We're good. We're good. All right. Did we miss anything? Should I go back? Okay. Okay, cool. Well, yeah. So I just kind of pitched it on a fluke, and we started a month of prep and then a month of pre-recording some episodes, and now a month after posting a month and a half maybe after posting our first video, we have 1,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. We love the support. So, what was the exact question? I'm kind of roundabout here.
Just asking how you started it, why you started it.
What pushed us to make the show?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we really had something special. You know, I loved every experience that we've had together in the first 2 campaigns that we played just at our table, and I thought it was something really special. And the stories we told, I never forgot, and so I thought people might want to see this and hear these stories with us. So I think that's what really pushed us. And we also, you know, my fabulous brother Sage, he is a tech god. So you know, we don't need a huge budget to start. You know, we have a $0 budget, and just a few fabulous people. So I think it just everything kind of lined up, and we had a great start.
Yeah, it's funny. So I'm a director, and I've done a lot of film work. And typically, my work is a narrative, and you can just check it out anywhere online. It goes. So I do a lot of film festivals, but so this was actually a lot harder to do, honestly, than making a film because I'm not used to this broadcast style. And I just got called out by Poison Poop Guy about what's wrong with the cameras and everything. But I would say. I will say that making things online, especially for something like this, is very hard. It doesn't matter. Like for me, it's way harder than making my normal films, which most people, you know, wouldn't be able to do. But it's hard. It takes a lot of equipment. It takes a lot of time. I'm gonna go into what happened with why the first 2 episodes look a lot different than the rest of them. But you know, I think it's really important to if you have a good story and you have something that's entertaining, to just go out there and just try to put it out there and try to make it, and hopefully that people will connect with it, even if there are some technical issues sometimes. Although it's okay, Poison Poop Guy, I promise I will fix the frame rate. Okay, I know.
Also, great
Yeah,
name.
we
Great
do
name.
we have a lot of technical issues all the time.
Yeah, we also have
so-
very big heads that keep getting in frame, which doesn't
Yeah,
help.
and we do you know, we're doing our best to keep the quality up, because that is our, you know, number one priority, is to get the best quality we can, that is within the realm of possibility. With you know, we, you know, don't have much of a budget, but we are trying our best, and you know, hours in the editing room, but we are constantly trying to get it better. And we did, I don't know if you mentioned this, Sage, but we had pre-recorded those episodes, so when the frame rate started dropping, they had most of them been recorded at that point, and therefore we didn't see it until afterwards. So, but it will be better in the future.
I promise. I promise, guys.
Yes.
I'm working on it right now. I'm at film school. I'm trying to get together some equipment, and I promise it'll be better in the future. Just bear with us for like 1 or 2 more episodes. But cool, awesome. There's some really funny comments. Oh, also, someone totally called out Damien as being his favorite character. Mike Gray says Damien's his favorite character.
That is amazing.
But yeah, so
Damien sucks.
Damien, yeah. Well,
Gosh,
I don't
who
think
would
Mike
like
completely
Damien?
trusts me because he thinks I might be the BBEG, but I mean, we'll see.
yeah. Also, okay, so here I'm gonna do another question. This was sent in to us by Micah. This is for Katie. Katie, do you have any advice for finding a group of people to play with at places like UniversiD?
I can totally speak to that. I've had kind of a few different playing experiences since I've got here. There are lots of options. That's always super important to remember. If you love the game, you'll find a way to play it. One way that I've been doing it is, you know, keeping in touch with these lovely people and playing online. There's so many awesome resources and different ways to do that. So if you have friends at home after you move away, or or you're trying to find a group and there's no one close by, online gaming is always an option, especially nowadays with everything that's been happening in the world. People are trying to look for online ways to connect. If you're at school, a lot of places have D&D clubs. I know my school has a really solid group of people. They play like 3 times a week, and there's options for new players and old players, and one shots versus giant campaigns, and so that's always something worth looking into. And I know that at least a lot of schools, if there's not a D&D club, they're fairly easy to start. There's always like an unofficial option. Like aside from that, I've got some of my musical theater friends that I've met since I've got here. They were like, "Oh yeah, I've seen Stranger Things. I know what D&D is." And I was like, "Let me show you. Let me show you." So we kind of have our own unofficial group. There's lots of different ways to play, and none of them are better than the other. If you love the game, you love the game. Did that?
Yeah,
Was that good?
I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Here's a good question. So, someone mentioned the character. He liked everyone's character introduction, especially Blitz. So Santiago, I'm gonna call you out on this, because your character. I can't have a favorite character because I'm part of it.
True.
What's it called? How do you approach bringing comedy in the game? Because obviously that's a big part of your character, right? So how do you incorporate that into the world and into your own character? Bringing some life to it, but also maintaining that grounded persona you're bringing to the table.
Right. Well, just going off like starting out with a great character concept. Like for my character, I was just kind of like, okay, I played a bard in the second campaign, and I was like, I did not like playing a support role. I want to do some damage. So I was like, I want to be a barbarian. Yeah, let's do it. And then I was like, okay, what do barbarians like do, right? Oh, okay, I can imagine like this big guy. So he's big. What would he sound like? Let's have a sort of a Russian-esque accent. Um, and then I kind of immediately thought of Guardians of the Galaxy, of I can't remember his name. He's the red guy.
Drax. Drax.
Yeah, yes, Drax. I loved his just like presence and his comic reliefness. I just love that. And I was like, okay, how can I do that without just being him? Um, so I guess to answer the question, it's really just like just you have to have a group of friends that you really like trust and that you can just be yourself with. Um, like after playing so many hours with these lovely people, it just kind of comes naturally to just like say whatever you want to say, and it's great. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's fun. It's great. That's why I play, is for like the improv and like the RP and the bouncing off each other. It's great. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure if that really answered the question. But...
Okay, it's okay. No, I think it's a great answer. I mean, it's tough. It's really tough to trying to force it to be funny too. Like how much is it? How much you need to ground yourself versus bringing new life to the campaign, right? By bringing comedy. But I actually have an essential question right now. It's blowing up in the chat. Will we ever see Leo again?
I hope
Leo.
so.
All right,
Yeah,
so
Leo is
we have gotten a few questions about that. One of the comments on the YouTube asked if Leo will be the BBEG. I
sure hope so.
All I have to say is unconfirmed.
I mean,
but I am aware that Leo has become a fan favorite. You have Santiago to thank for that. The name was come up with on the spot. There was no character there beforehand, but
Leo is just such a funny concept because I wanted to put Blake on the spot by being like, you know what? He just introduces a random character. Let me like just keep on bringing him up and making him an actual thing. And Blake just handled it perfectly.
Yeah, these players, they keep me on my toes.
Yeah.
But you're awesome. I love you all.
It's a theory, but just a game theory.
Whoa.
I mean,
copyright.
Here's a good one.
Mike said,
what would you say?
Gotta go.
Oh, Jacob. Oh,
Yeah.
Jacob, go ahead.
Mike Gray commented that Damien might be working for the BBEG. He is working for Leo.
You're on Leo's
so
side?
if that connects the dots, I mean, we'll see.
We could see something there happen for sure. So I guess another question is, so Kylie, so you play not only one character, but you play many characters. I don't know how many you've played so far, but many. How do you create those characters and then maintain those characters even within one session playing multiple personas?
So this was definitely tricky coming up with. Once I decided that I wanted to be a changeling, the first thing that I did was try to find out like the lore on changelings and what their customs are. And in our world, every world can have like a different sort of, maybe in one space there's like a actual like changeling settlement, and maybe in another world there isn't. And seeing how they behave in each of those different places, and my character kind of comes from like an in-between place. So for her, it was, coming up with those different personalities was out of necessity. And so creating them was kind of like, all right, what would a person in this environment need in order to survive? Then I kind of went from there. And it was tricky because you have to start out with like, who do you want to play? And for me, that aligns more with Alice. And she's the person that I play the most often, even though she's not really my character. My character is someone else. And I think leaning into almost like a stereotypical kind of thing, like, okay, she needs a fighter. So what's, what kind of character would like to fight? What kind of character is going to look intimidating? And then thinking of another character that would be able to like stand up for her because nobody else really does that. And then, so it's kind of natural. You just have to keep in mind, like I play a rogue. So we have a lot of different proficiencies and stuff, and kind of grouping those proficiencies into different characters as opposed to just one character that's really good at a lot of different things helps a lot. And keeping them straight is sometimes a little bit tricky, but really differentiating different characteristics and making people really strong in one certain thing is really, really helpful. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, it's entertaining for me to see you play a whole bunch of different characters. Because you guys are all, everyone here is obviously an actor, except there's an exception to that. But it's really great being able to see you guys bring your background to the game and everything. It's entertaining for me to watch from the side, and I'm not sure how much makes it in the episode and how not, because I kind of get lost in the edit. But you can see me in the back watching, and then sometimes I'm eating potato chips, and then sometimes I just throw things onto the table. I don't know if those episodes have come out yet.
I think there have been a few mishaps. Well, not they were purposeful, that have made it into the episode. So I think the audience can see some of your antics.
Yeah, I think for a while there. Oh wait, what were you saying, Katie?
My favorite sage moment has been the floating kobold sequence. I don't want to like spoil anything, but he could not stop laughing, and we were like, "You're not here. You're not here."
Yeah, I think it's funny that our tech guy is, as I don't know, I feel like a lot of shows try to like hide their tech crew, but we don't really have a studio. We don't have a huge tech crew. It's just Sage, and I think he's like a part of the.
It's just
he's a part of the show too. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
He works so hard.
I want to talk about. Oh, Sage, we appreciate all the work you do.
No, we really do, bro.
It's okay.
We really do, Sage.
I wanted to answer one of the. No, Sage, you don't reply to that because there is a pressing question, and it is, oh yes, when he's crawling across the floor in the background.
Yeah.
Sage, that is the best Sage moment.
See if you can spot me. The first couple episodes, the thing is, I went through in the edit and I really cut out like 80% of the times you see me crawling. So just know that there was a lot more than that, but some I just couldn't cut out.
He was crawling.
So you can see me.
He was crawling the whole time.
Yeah.
Anyway, the pressing question is, for all of us, what is one class do you personally think that you will never touch? I think it's an easy answer.
Easy.
Yeah, it's clear.
It is.
I knew you were going to say that. Can you shut up?
It's Ranger. It's
Ranger.
Beefmaster specifically.
Beefmaster's so bad.
We will never touch Ranger. No, it's not. It's not. It's kind of a running joke in our group that none of us
Yeah.
like Ranger that
Pretty-
much, but
Pretty much,
that's
yeah.
up your alley.
Ranger is not a class between us. It's just a joke.
That's
Does
the first
anyone
class
else-
I ever played. That
Does
is the
anyone
first
else have
class I
like
ever
a
played.
different answer to that, or is
Gee actually has one.
I will play Ranger before I play Cleric. But yeah.
Okay, here's.
Oh,
my
that's
gosh,
fair.
we have someone in the chat who said. He said two of his favorite NPCs are kobolds, but he said many games haven't run as long as mine, which is 20 plus years. Blake, are we gonna run this 20 plus years?
Wow. I haven't even been alive for 20 plus years.
I don't think any of us have.
Blake is 12.
That is, I am. I just turned 12. No, wow, that is crazy. I hope I grow old with you all. We're still playing at the table.
Congrats
that
on a
would be
20-year
fantastic.
game. That's awesome.
Mike Gray, yeah, congrats. You are a veteran.
That's
You are a
awesome.
veteran. You can teach us a little bit about the game.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, I did have one question. This is just I haven't actually asked this, but like, so Guy here, all of us have theater backgrounds and film backgrounds, so a lot of people have acting experience except for Guy, and Guy is a super genius. The man's going to MIT, perfect score on his SAT. I've never met anyone as smart as Guy. So for you, what is it like playing with a whole bunch of actors and trying to lean into that? We don't have that much experience, right? But you do a fantastic job. So what's that kind of journey been for you?
Dude, I gotta say, sometimes it feels like everyone else is like an amazing actor, and I'm over here just fighting for my life, trying to be entertaining. So I think I have to put like a little bit more thought than you guys do, because you guys just have so much more talent than me. But other than that, like, it's really, really fun because I get to play with you guys, which is it's awesome. But other than that, it's not that different from just playing D&D normal,
Yeah.
Well, we love having you, Guy, and you're such a valued member of our party.
Yeah.
Aw,
Absolutely.
thanks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love you, Guy.
Cool. Let's see if we got some more questions. You guys can drop some more questions in the chat too. We're going right down them. This is a great question. Alex, you want to take this? What has been your favorite character moment so far?
Oh man, I really don't know. I'll have to think about this one. One of my maybe not my favorite, but the one that sticks in my head the most is when Kylie's character threw a dagger into my back. Spoilers if no one saw that. That's like episode 3, so it's not too much of a spoiler.
I was personally invested in that whole sequence. Like, I was like yelling I wanted to scream from my computer when all that was happening.
Yeah, what was
That
your
was one
opinion
of
on that?
my
Sage?
very favorite moments.
I thought everyone should have just ganged up on Kylie and just killed her, but there's a reason I'm not playing. So, but yeah. Katie, you have any favorite moments or anything?
Not off the top of my head, but I do remember that day we stepped away from the table for like a break or maybe the end of the session, and we were like, we can't talk about this outside of the game, it will ruin our friendship. And we all kind of like just like took a step back and we're like, okay, let's talk about something else. It was funny.
I do remember after that moment happened, Alex looked at me and he was like, "No hard feelings, right?" And I was like, "Oh my god, I just tried to kill you. I was hoping you weren't mad at me." But it was so nice that like it was like we were not upset with each other when we were really, really invested into this. It wasn't, a friend argument. It was just we were so into the game. It was amazing.
No, I thought y'all were actually like really mad at each other. It was actually kind of scary.
I was mad for Alex. I was way more pissed than him. I got in Kylie's face in the break.
I
I'm
don't
like,
know,
what the hell?
Oh, I was pretty pissed. I don't know.
I don't know. I think
okay,
Alex was really nice to Kylie. Then like he walks in the back. He's like, God damn.
I was calling
I
myself
hate
no
her.
hard feelings. I was like, okay, don't do it. Don't get mad at her.
My favorite part of that
Respect
whole
it.
sequence was like Damien did the same thing, and Kylie didn't even look at him.
Well, no, the only reason
Trying
that
to.
Kylie and I didn't fight was because Kasha showed up.
Oh
That's
yeah,
about
that's fair.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Oh, also, here we go. So, Blake, here's a good question. What is the name of the campaign? Is there a name for it?
Yeah, sure. So, eventually, hopefully the name of the campaign will be the same as the party name. But I mean, not
So
really a
let's-
spoiler,
do we
but
have the party name? Is that ready?
as of
we have a
episode
party?
7 part 2, which just released, there is no party name. So
We are, as a group, notoriously bad.
Every-
at
I would
naming.
say that's
We're
the
so
one weak
bad.
point in the
We
group
just-
is we
we
can't come up with a
cannot.
party name.
Yeah,
Let's
every
see. So the first,
Cannot.
Your recommendations in the
first-
chat because we'll need them.
yeah, definitely drop them in the
Please
chat.
Please do.
drop.
There's a good chance we'll pick
Oh
one.
shit.
We'll pick.
Yeah,
There's a
please.
good chance.
So the first campaign, our party name was the Cantrip Company, and the second one we ventured through hell and back. So we were called the Hellraisers. Those came in nearly the last session of those campaigns. Now, granted, they were short campaigns, but it does take a while for this group. But so yes, that will be the name of the
I think
the
we already
campaign.
have
And
it.
yeah,
We just got it in the chat. It's the name of the campaign.
Yeah.
It's the party
Team
name.
Leo. Oh,
Team
you're
Leo.
right.
Team Leo. Leo.
Cool. So here's kind of a fun thing. This is a big part of what a lot of people see of our stuff is the theme song. And this is fun. This is a question
bro.
from who's this question from? This is a question from I don't know. I can't see it. But anyways, what was the process of making the theme song and the intro video too?
Right. Well, I think I can take this one. So, I'll start with the theme song. So I have a little bit of a background in music production and mixing and mastering and composing. So, when Jacob and Blake approached me, uh, we were just kind of they were just kind of shooting out ideas about like what should we make, and I was like, okay, let's do it. And then eventually, I think it was Jacob sent me like a Snapchat video of him like rapping, and I was like, I was listening to it, and I was like, this is like kind of fire. And then like a week or two later, Blake, I think Blake, you sent me
So
the melody,
Jacob,
right?
yeah, no, it was flipped, but yeah, Jacob just kind of
Gotcha.
Jacob was over at my house one day, and I did a little vamp on the piano, and right away, it's a little different melody, but pretty much the same words. It was like,
In a world where a bunch of kids play D&D, they also try
Yeah.
to balance diversity.
yeah,
So, like,
those are the two lines we started with. It was the very first lines that came out of his head, and we were like, hey, that's pretty good.
And then-
Jacob sent a Snapchat to both of us with the melody, and he actually wrote a whole song. I still have it, by the way.
no.
And you sent it a whole song, and I sent back, and I was like, hey, what if we had a rap section? And then that night I wrote a rap, and I other than a few words, I don't think it changed. And then we went to Santi's house, and he recorded it for us. Santi, if you want to say like who was singing and all that in it.
Right. So, I did some Well, all of us did vocals. And yeah, we just recorded it in my bedroom for like 4 hours, and we finished it up. And it was so fun just recording that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, well, Santiago was the lead vocalist. He's the one you hear in the track, and then Jacob and I are behind him, and Jacob does the rap in the song. So if you're curious, but we all had a part in writing it, and Santiago wrote the track under it as well.
I'm gonna be honest. So you guys brought it to me, and you guys are like, "Look, I have this idea to do like a theme song with an intro." I'm like, "Okay, I can dig that." And then it was like, "In a world where a bunch of kids play D&D," and I'm like, "Okay." And then like they pitched me the rap, and I'm like, "What? What? A whole bunch of nerds rapping about D&D?" I'm like, "No, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work." But it all came together, and it was so much fun. And I ended up shooting. We shot the intro video in one night, messing around, and everyone was like looked at me like I was crazy when I asked them to do random things. It was a really fun process to make. But yeah, it was just really weird. I didn't see the vision at first, but once I heard the final master of it, I was hooked.
So can you talk a little bit about like some of the techniques you used in the video that are less obvious? Like the last shot, some people haven't noticed, but like it's partially in slow motion, but I'm in regular time and stuff like that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things like that in it. I mean, I my background is heavily in narrative filmmaking. So as far as that goes, I can make something look fire and do some really cool effects. And there's some effects in there where essentially I mask it out. Where if you look at the end of the video, Blake is in normal motion when he winks, and everyone else is in slow motion around him. So I have a little bit of VFX work I've done, but yeah. But as a filmmaker, your job is to make it subtle, where people don't notice all the cool things and the nice things you do. They're just supposed to experience and think it's awesome. And I'm okay with people, they can enjoy the work and not have to overanalyze it. But yeah, that's what we got. Oh, Poison Poop guy. I can't say that name anymore. I can't. So do we have a Poison Poop guy said, do we have a Patreon or anything like that? We're currently in the you can correct me if I'm wrong, but we're currently in the process of setting up those kinds of things. We just set up the Discord yesterday.
So yeah, I mean, we were honestly, as far as Patreon goes, because that is a paid service, we are setting up things like Discord. We're setting up, I think, a subreddit soon. We're hopefully uploading the song to iTunes and Spotify and really any streaming service. Yeah, so we're doing that. And then as far as Patreon goes, we were going to reach out to our fans, see if anyone was interested. We do have, should I bring up what we were planning on posting on the Patreon if it were to ever come to light?
Yes, yeah, for sure.
So we recorded before, I think one of them, we didn't even have the room set up. So the dungeon you see that we play in, I think it was
it's so hilarious. It's shot on like webcam. It's so good. It
is webcam. So it's not as high quality, but we did record all of the session zeros that took place before the campaign. So each player had their own individual session zero. A few of them were the players met up, and then it all finished right before session one started. So we did record those. And we were thinking that could be a potential thing for Patreon if our fans were interested, maybe a thing later down the line. But yeah, if enough people are interested, then the answer is definitely.
We need to fix the frame rates. That's
yes. Yes. I see a question. Do we hope to have any guests later down the road? The answer is yes. The answer is definitely. The answer is hopefully Sage can play with us sometime down the road.
Yeah.
And we have also a few friends that have played with us before in our home game that we hope to bring in. But yes, so the answer is definitely we are definitely considering guests, and that'll hopefully be a thing in the future.
For sure. Cool, awesome. Let's see what else we got here. Anything pressing? Someone asked, the last cookie jar asked, what is our upload schedule? I don't think we've ever defined that real quick. If you want to start talking about what our upload schedule is and what we're looking at in the future.
Kylie, you can take that. You're kind of one of our social media.
Yeah, Kylie and Katie are our social media gods. So everything you see is made by them. They are amazing. But yeah.
Yes, I have spent many an hour learning how to work Canva to do all of our photos. Yeah, our upload for YouTube is, currently up until this point, we upload an episode every single Friday. I know we've got some exciting plans in the future, and that might change a little bit. I'm not entirely certain on that, but once we know, we will put it everywhere so everybody is aware of it. A while back we were doing the roll it back episodes, and those were coming out on the Thursday before the episode would come out on Friday, but we had some technical difficulties involved with moving far away.
Yes, we do plan on getting back into Roll It Back. It will be released soon. We are aware we are behind on that, but all of the episodes so far should have a Roll It Back eventually.
Do not be surprised. So I'm currently working on a film, and we're shooting tonight. Right after this, I'm leaving, to go shoot. But so I've been busy with the film. But as soon as I have this done this week, I'm gonna go through and do all the roll it backs, and you're gonna see a flood of them come into the channel. So sorry I've been behind on that. That's me. You can yell at me in the comments. But speaking of other things we're working on, there's also some super. So there's some top secret stuff we're getting ready to roll out. That's gonna be very exciting for the channel. And we can talk about that later. I know I get antsy about it. I'm excited about it. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, definitely keep dropping them down in the comments. We're checking them all out.
Yeah, there was one just then. Was anyone hooked into D&D through D&D shows? Katie, you can take that one, but I'm gonna have to ditto whatever she says because we kind of got into it the same way.
I was just about to say you and I are gonna be the ones to speak for this. Really, honestly, it was mostly through our friends and stuff. But as we were sort of learning to play, Blake and I especially got into Critical Role. Very popular if you don't know who they are. But yeah, it sort of came along after we started playing, and it was like we could not satisfy our need for D&D when we weren't at the table, so we were like, let's watch someone else play.
Yeah, Katie's watched more than me. We started on different campaigns, but we have watched a little bit of that. And Jacob, I think you've watched a little as well.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been interested in Critical Role. It's far from caught up. It's not like we have all that much free time. I think I've watched in total 20 some episodes, which is still a lot. But yeah. Let's see. I lost my train of thought, but yeah. I've also dabbled with like Acquisitions Incorporated and other shows. But yeah, I think some of those are kind of the reason we're here because they're great. And I also wanted to touch on something I had missed before about what pushed us to start a stream, and part of it is shows like Critical Role and Acquisition Incorporated and the Adventure Zone. Well, not as much the Adventure Zone. They actually have. I think they are. I don't know much about the Adventure Zone, but we think there's kind of a lack of youth representation in the D&D community for whatever reason. Maybe it's that you have to be a veteran player to play, or you're not as experienced. But we thought that we could kind of bring down the average population of YouTube streams, and that a lot of people would like to see kids play. So that was another part of the reason as well.
Yeah, for sure. Looked like you kind of froze. Okay, yeah. Well, I got sent. Blake was like, "Hey, I have this idea to do a show," and he's like, I kind of want to do it like Critical Role, and I watched Critical Role. And I'm like, "Oh, that's easy," and then I was like, oh, "Okay, maybe it's not that easy." But yeah, I mean, it's actually I know some of the challenges, especially for people who are wanting to start, because I know there's a lot of people who want to broadcast their own shows. Eventually, I'll be doing some mini series on how to record your own podcast shows or how to film your own shows, even if you have no equipment. How can you do a D&D show to put on YouTube and out on the internet? And really kind of walk you guys through it the best that I can, and the things that I've learned so far along the way, especially how to stop dropping frames. If I get one more comment, it's okay. I appreciate the criticism. It just destroys my soul. It just. But yeah, so I just say that just always just go for it. You're not going to lose anything. It's going to be fun. And the thing is, if there's zero, we didn't even know if anyone was ever going to watch what we're doing. And now, of course, I think it's great. We can really, people are watching it and they enjoy it, and feels so good because we didn't do it for that. We did it so we can just sit around and have fun, and it's kind of recorded for all time, right? And 10, 20 years from now, we can go back and watch, the first session we all did together. There's something really special about that, I think, in the community. But yeah, so always just go for it. That's just all I have to say on that. Cool, cool. Trying to think if we want to go through anything else. Do you want to keep doing questions, Blake, or what are you feeling?
Yeah, I think there were a few more that came to our Instagram DMs and
Okay. Let me look at
a few things like that.
Okay.
Just a few more.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to the announcement.
Schedule the video. Okay, here's kind of a random one. If your character was had to pose for a portrait, what would they be seen doing?
Slaughtering a kobold, I guess, with a knife in its back.
See the
Spoilers, Alex. Spoilers.
That's literally episode 3.
If you haven't seen
Passionately
episode, if you're here but you haven't seen episode 3, get on it. Pull it together.
We do actually have character art. I would assume it would be something similar, maybe not quite as planned out, but
Do you want to talk about character art and particularly who drew it?
I think
Oh yeah, so yeah, they're on the Instagram. I think we posted a picture of all the character art. But you can see a little bit in the name tags on the stream, but you can see the full pictures. But it was drawn by our friend Callie Poso. It was amazing. Fantastic. You should go check her out. I think we tagged her in one of the Instagram posts. So it was such a huge help, and yeah, it was amazing. Really saved us having character art. I think it really boosts quality. Just another aspect.
Also, yeah. So also the art. Speaking of art, if you guys have any fan art, definitely send it to us. We would love to see it. Send it on the Instagram. Go on the Discord. Join our Discord. Plug the Discord again. Send it there, and we'll put up in the episodes, and we'll feature it because we love receiving fan art. It's absolutely the best thing in the world.
When we say any fan art, we mean any fan art.
If you
There's no such thing as bad fan art.
If you draw a stick kobold floating down a river, I would love that. Like that would make my life.
Please draw.
It'd probably be a thumbnail at some point.
Yeah, honestly.
I have a poster
Also,
of our
Sage?
first piece of fan art up in my dorm, so I can see it every day. We love our fan art.
Yeah, we often joke that once we get fan art of Sage, we'll know we've made it.
That's the goal.
Yes.
That's the goal. Once we get,
We're waiting for Sage fan art.
I better get fan art
Patiently.
before all the players. That'd be the ultimate
Please.
revenge. But yeah, cool. Okay. Here's a good one. Oh, what were you saying? You can
Yeah,
go.
no, sure.
I was saying, how would you guys feel if people started to cosplay as your characters? That's pretty good.
I'd
Alex,
cry.
You'd cry.
Because
Think
the
of
amount of
some-
effort it would take to look like Damien would be insane.
I'm the complete opposite of that. If someone puts in like wizard robes, they're like, I am Malik. So.
If someone
We've-
managed to get a replica of Blitz's sword, I would be very jealous. So I actually looked into it from like a custom forging company, and it was like, okay, so it starts at $2,000. I'm like, okay. All
I
right.
know that we've like
Maybe
kind
another
of
time.
tossed around the idea like amongst ourselves of trying something like that, but it is just so hard. I'd drop dead if someone sent in like a fabulous picture of them as one of our characters.
Or you can
Yeah.
cosplay as me. Just throwing it out there.
Just cosplay
That
as
is
Sage.
true.
Just crawl around on the floor.
Just... That's all you need.
But yeah, no. If a miracle happened and one of our fans was to cosplay as one of the characters, or they drew fan art, please like send it to us. Send us pictures. We will post it out. Show the love. So if you do that, don't just keep it to yourself. We'd love to see it.
For sure. Absolutely.
I wanted to answer Dustin's question because I saw it and we didn't get to it. He said, as a fellow DM, how do you seem prepared for everything the players throw at you? First of all, thank you. I am not. I am not prepared. The short answer is I'm never prepared for what the players throw at me. I would say that the only reason I would say the trick to it is knowing that you're not going to be prepared. Don't write pages and pages and essays of notes because it's all going to go out the window. No plan ever survives contact with the party. Like it is it is a game of improv, and I think I kind of grew up in some of that background, as I did theater, and we dabbled in improv, and so I guess that's why I seem prepared. Also, I know my players really well. I think get a group you can trust, and it's easier to read them and trust what they're going to do. If you haven't seen minor campaign spoiler, I'm not trying to spoil any plot things, but maybe a few moments might be spoiled. But there is a moment where Guy and Jacob got into a conflict with the law. Some people in some campaigns might think, oh, that's a murder hobo thing to do. They're clearly breaking the law. They're trying to derail it. And I know them, and I knew that they weren't gonna massacre the guard. I knew that that was going to advance their characters and advance help me in telling some of the laws and setting the stage for the city. And so it's a collaborative process. You have to trust the players, and the players have to trust you, and it all gets easier from there. But yeah. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, for sure. It's good. Trust me, guys. I late at night, Blake will come to me. He's like, "Oh God," he's like, "I didn't know at all what I was doing." I was like, "What?" Like it sounded like you knew exactly what was going. Every next move that was coming. I think the funniest moment was when you had like a star. Okay, Blake had a star system set up for like the universe, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, what's the holidays?" And he's like, "What?" Oh.
Yeah, it's if you're world building, you always miss something. I had even planned out, as Sage said, the star system and the like astrology of the world, and I had forgotten about holidays. So it happens. It happens, and sometimes you just have to say, "Hey, I screwed up." Sometimes if they come up to an NPC and they say, "Hey, what's your name?" and I don't have anything in front of me, I'll say, they know their name. I don't. Give me a second. So it's we're all human. Nobody is perfect like that. So that's yeah.
For sure, absolutely.
Like sorry, Sage.
You're good.
My favorite moment of yours, maybe one of my favorite moments of the entire campaign, is weirdly enough when Blitz wasn't even there. But I think it was just Guy and Jacob in a library. They're like, "So what do you have?" And you're like, "Oh, we got a history section, we got the languages section." And Jacob, out of character, just jokingly says, "Do you have the adult section?" And you go, "Is it bad if I say that I do?" It was so funny. Just that level of preparedness. It was so good.
Again, sometimes you got to know your players.
For sure.
I'm seeing Mad Dog is commenting a lot. We love the support, and we're so glad you're here. And we're so glad you're watching. That's all I had to say.
For sure. And he said he created a half-orc character just because of Blomf. So Blomf, congratulations.
What?
Yeah.
You know what? What Mad Dog?
Mad Dog, yeah.
I love you.
We all love you, Mad Dog. It's okay. Blomf's my favorite character too.
All of us.
But you didn't hear that from me.
My mom's favorite character is Blumf, and she tells me after every episode how much more she liked Blumf than Kasha. She is unashamed that her own child is not her favorite anymore.
That's so funny.
It's okay. Cool. Let me see if we have any more Instagram questions.
Yeah, we just had, I think, like one or two more, and then we can get
into the announcements and everything. Yeah. Okay, here's one again from Blake. Sorry to overload you with questions, Blake, but you are the DM. What's your go-to?
I love it.
What's your go-to class when you're not DMing?
Who asked this? Because I love you.
This is Henry. Shout out to Henry.
Yeah, sure. So I have played one time, excluding. Well, we'll get into that in a minute. But the one time I have played in the past is campaign 2 in Jacob's campaign. And it was the first character I made, and I played a Tabaxi Warlock. And from that moment on, I had decided that Warlock was the best class and nothing can beat it. Nothing even comes close in my mind, I would say. I played a Hexblade Warlock, and it was fantastic and glorious. His name was Schrodinger. Yes, he was a cat. Yes, haha puns. But he was my favorite character ever, and he was amazing. and I had so many fun moments with him. Unfortunately, he did not survive the length of the campaign.
Schrodinger died.
He was the only one who did not survive, but that's all right. That is all right. Just gives me permission to kill Jacob's character. No, no, but yeah. So easy answer, Warlock. I love Warlock. I think not only for the mechanics. I think the mechanics are super cool, but just the role play aspect. Having a patron is one of the coolest things in D&D. I would say, yeah, I would say I would say the next tier of classes are cleric and wizard for me, and cleric again because they have a deity. I think that offers such cool roleplay experience, both for the DM and for the player. Like the player has this whole motivation that they can get into, and the DM gets to have this whole new character and plot point built in. So like as a DM, I love that Alex is a cleric because that gives me so much to work with, and as a player, I love Warlock so much. So yes,
That's awesome.
That's my answer to that.
Yeah. Not that anyone cares about my answer, but basically just give you as many utility spells as possible to try to break the game. That's my approach. That's my approach for sure.
So
I don't want to
figure
sing.
out how to do anything with any spell. Skywrite, he can completely change the outcome of the game, and that's
Yeah,
just
never
write
give
something in
Sage
the
like
air.
anything. We learned this.
I know.
Never like don't give anything to Sage.
Yeah, I know. Jacob hosted a one shot, and I'm in it. And Blake's like, Jacob, do not give him anything. Especially the worst thing you can do is give him something homebrew. Do not do it. Jacob's like, no, it's all good. Don't worry about it. He's gonna be fine. But it never.
Well, I mean, when that
Spoiler:
airs,
it was not fine.
It was not fine. It was not fine.
You will see. We'll be uploading that sometime soon.
Yeah. Cool.
That's the good old 8-hour one shot.
Mad Dog, you're not commenting too much.
We love you. We love you.
We love the comments.
We're looking at
Also,
every
I
single
just
one.
wanna say, hi, Mad Dog. I see that changeling love, and I appreciate it more than you can say. Changelings are so underrated, and you will never convince me otherwise. I love it.
But that looks like all the questions we have from Instagram and stuff. So if we have any last minute,
I do believe so.
if you guys
So
have any,
yeah, if anyone has any last minute questions,
yeah, hit us with any last minute
Well-
questions, and then we're gonna go into the future of what comes next from here. Jacob, were you saying something?
I mean, I see one that I'm kind of dying to know.
Yeah. What is it?
It's for Katie. Has Kasha ever had a crush or a boyfriend before? And answer in character.
Answer in character?
That is what it says.
you have to now.
Okay, channel the 4-hour energy.
Oh, yeah, Gay was in that class with me. I guess you'll just have to find out. Keep watching, and you'll see.
Oh shoot!
Wow.
That could be our next clickbait title. Does Cather have a boyfriend?
Does
Kasha
Kasha
have a
boyfriend?
Yeah, that'll be good.
That's funny. Cool. Well, yeah.
It's pretty good. So if no one else has any questions, we can get into the announcements that you all have. I mean, maybe waiting for. Maybe you don't care.
Yeah.
But if you're here, you probably do. No, we love you all. Thank you for being here. Okay. All right. So I guess I'll get started with the announcement.
Yeah. Go
Sage?
for it. Yeah. Do you want to?
All right. So so this kind of ties into something someone was asking earlier in the chat, which is what are you going to do now that, as you've probably noticed, if you are watching this Q&A, we are not in person. We are not together at the moment. We are online, and so the question is, what are you going to do going forward? If you're not together, because we've all moved away at this point. And the answer is we'll be taking a brief hiatus from the main campaign. So the episode that went out yesterday, episode 7, part 2, is the last episode of the main campaign for just a little bit of time. It should return sometime around Thanksgiving. So no worries. It's definitely not a permanent thing. So no bad reason, just because of we're all away in college, and as I said before, our top priority is keeping quality up, and we just didn't feel really like we could do that in an online format. We just didn't think it was quite the same as being in person. So with that being said, the channel is not going to be dark in those few weeks. We will actually have a kind of I don't know a change in new content, I guess. We will be posting mini series and one shots and things like that. I know I have a mini series that is currently coming out. You heard it here first. That is about DMing tips and kind of what I have to offer and what I've experienced playing the game. And I know a few of our players and Sage have their own miniseries coming out. So that'll probably come out once or twice a week, and we'll do a video covering kind of like what the full plan is going forward until then. But yes, so spend this time getting caught up with all the episodes, so you can watch episode 8 right around Thanksgiving. There'll be a more specific date when we get closer.
For sure.
So and we'll spend that time improving the production on our end,
and we'll fix the frame rate.
We'll fix the frame rate.
Hopefully. No, but yeah, so so we will be taking hiatus, but we'll be posting all kinds of fun things, editing one shots and mini series and everything from the tech side to the DM side to the characters, and I think even some fun ones that people are doing that they're kind of about D&D, but maybe not 100%. So we're doing some fun little things like that. But yeah, so we're super excited, and we thank you guys for all your support. You guys are awesome.
Hold on. The VVEG is actually the bad frame rate. That's a pretty funny comment.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Good one, Cyber Slayer.
I'm never gonna live it down. It's just, it's fine. But but yeah, I don't know if do we have any other major announcements else than that? Just
I believe that was it. That was all the questions we had, and I think we answered most of the chat questions. But yeah, so stay tuned for the comment. Click the little bell for notifications, because we're not uploading on a regular schedule going forward. Or at least we might, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But you'll get notified when we get a new video if you click that little bell. And yeah, just keep on the lookout. Follow our Instagram. It should be in our about page, and we'll post a bunch of information there. And we're so happy that you guys are with us on this journey. 1,000 subscribers so quickly. I saw early in the chat, did we expect to get there that soon? The answer is no, 100% no.
That was like guys, could you imagine if we had 1,000 subscribers? How cool that would be.
It would. It's awesome. We're so happy with it. We weren't sure if we would ever reach that, or at least that it would take quite a while. But there's just a really great community we reached it so quickly. So
but we're
keep
so
putting it out there.
Put it out there.
Share it with your friends if you like it.
For sure. Blake, before we close out, we're getting requests for Blanc to say Leo. Is that an appropriate way to kind of end it?
I would say that is a very good way to end it.
Yeah, if there's anything you guys didn't get out today, or you come up with a new question, just join our Discord. Feel free to introduce yourself. Tell you who you are out in Discord. Throw us questions there. We're always hanging around.
Yeah, we'll interact with you. Send us any additional questions that you forgot, or maybe you couldn't tune in live. Send it to us. We are happy to answer them.
For sure. I think. Oh, also, this is so much fun. I love this. We need to do more live streams.
We do. Yeah. This was amazing. You guys are great. Wow. I thought the chat would have like 2 things in it in total.
Yeah.
But
this is great. Yeah, we should do a bi-weekly or like a monthly live stream or something. That'd be fun.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
For sure.
Who knows, right? Maybe someday we're gonna be live streaming the sessions too.
Yeah.
That is the hope.
That's the hope. Actually, I could probably. Never mind. It's a conversation for another time.
Tune in for the next live stream to find out what's
yeah, we could probably do that. That actually, it wouldn't be that hard, but yeah. Anyways, Cool. Are we all good? Is anyone having last minute comments before we dip out of here?
Just thank you guys so much.
Should I Leo?
I think.
And Santi, you can Leo.
Okay. Leo!
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys so much.
And thank you for tuning in. And always remember, you know, we love you guys. We love the support. And always remember, we can say it together. It'll probably be a mess. But friends who crit together stick together.
And actually, you can find the Discord link in our About page. I know you're asking where it is. It's in the About page.
Yes, go there.
Cool. We will see you guys.
Thank you guys so
See you
much.
guys.
We're going to dip.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.